What's going on, guys? Hey, it's Anthony here at the Breakout Daily. Thank you guys for tuning in. Today, we're going to go over some books I'm speccing on, some new slabs I just got in that I bought, not CGC. I've got some other spec books I'll show you guys on some of those that I'm going to get graded. I'm going to show you a couple of books I just got back from grading. I did just get back like 24 books, I think. We're not going to go over all of those today. I feel like I was doing those videos back to back and wanted to change some stuff up. So let's dive into the video. Man, it has been a crazy week for us here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. And if you guys are not following us over on the Whatnot app, I highly recommend you do that, especially if you're interested in doing some comic talk, picking up some books. We host a show there. We've got a lot of really good friends in the community there as well. It's a fun time. We normally stream Saturday nights, and sometimes we'll do other pop-up shows. So with that out of the way, let's dive into some books. So I recently went to a little mini con hosted by my LCS, Aegis Comics of Alaska, in Wasilla, Alaska, and picked up some books. These are not just from them. This is an assortment of books I just got in. In fact, I got a huge stack sitting over there that I'm not including in this for no real reason other than I want to try to make this a little faster. My last video is quite long. So without further ado, let's jump into some books I'm speccing on. Amazing Spider-Man 210, first appearance of Madame Web. This book has been super hot with all of the speculation and everything that's based around this, that Madame Web is getting her own show and or movie. I believe it is a series at this point. First appearance, it's an 8.0 and it is direct. This isn't obviously a 9.6 or a 9.2, but I got this for a very good deal and it is direct. In 1980, direct is really where you want to be with it. Newsstand was more readily available at that time. And again, first appearance of Madame Web, great book to pick up and hold on to. That's what I'm going to do with that book. Here's another one. I did have a 9.2 in this book, and then I went ahead and picked up Daredevil Volume 2, Number 10, Origin of Echo. There's a lot going on with this book and the previous book to this, issue 9. I highly recommend picking this book up because we know Echo has her own show coming. We know Daredevil has his own show coming, and I believe that Echo is going to play a very dominant role in, obviously, Echo, but possibly also in Daredevil. So we shall see. This book was super hot. It still is. I got this for a great deal. That's Vengeance number 1. Beautiful Gabriel Dell'Otto cover. If you guys haven't seen, actually, the whole series to Vengeance, Gabriel Dell'Otto just absolutely killed the covers on him. Anyways, this is the first appearance of Ultimate Nullifier, Mako, Radioactive Kid, the new Black Knight, and Miss America, America Chavez. We saw American Chavez in the Doctor Strange movie. I'm sure we're going to see her again, or else what was the point of bringing her in? So I don't know where she fits into the big MCU or Marvel world, but that I think is another great pickup and another book to hold. I may sell that one, but nonetheless, I think it's a great pickup. Here's another one. We've seen this character. That's Amazing Spider-Man Annual 16, origin and first appearance of the new Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau, Avengers and Thing appearances in 8.5. Again, I got this for a really good deal. This is from 1982 and is also a direct edition. Right in those mid 80s is when the flops started to happen. Not that it was like a overnight kind of situation, but previous to that, the market was dominated with newsstands because that's where you bought comic books. There wasn't a lot of comic stores. Even on the roll up into the late 80s, comic book shops had just started to kick off and pick up some traction. And then of course in the 90s, it kind of flipped over. Mid to late 80s, it flipped almost all over to direct. And then obviously through the years, the closer you get to the 2000s and even into the 2000s, finding newsstands is hard. And then before that, finding directs were hard. Another hot book, All New Wolverine number 2. This is another key book that a lot of people are speccing on. This is, again, X-23 story. This is issue 2, not 1. First appearance of Gabby, Bellona, and Zelda Kinney. And then Taskmaster. This is also the first Honey Badger. Anyway, super cool cover, and it plays well if you're into X-23. I would highly recommend picking that up. That is a 9.8 from 2016. Another good book, I think, to hold on to. There's a ton of speculation in regards to what happens with Wolverine and what will they do into the future. Another book I recently picked up, and this is actually cool. I didn't realize that they would include it, but Static #1, first appearance of Static, Polybag Removed from 1993. This is a 9.8. It is the orange cover, and they did include the polybag, the poster, and the card, which I thought was super cool. Static has a bunch of stuff going on with it. It's been hot and cold for a while, but nonetheless, I do like that Static, I feel like, has held some value since Speculation. That is very nice to see. All right, last slab. These were all, again, these were not my submissions. This, I do have 2 copies of this book at CGC literally right now, waiting for them to grade them. That is Incredible Hulk 449. I've talked about this many times. First appearance of Thunderbolts. Super great book to pick up. This is in a 9.6, and it's from 1997. First appearance of the Thunderbolts, Citizen V, Meteorite, Techno, Mach 1, Songbird, and Atlas. Anyways, super hot book. It took a little bit of a dip, but it's heating back up. I find that the up-and-coming Thunderbolts movie is equivalent to like the Suicide Squad, James Gunn version, of the Marvel Universe. Ton of great characters, ton of great story arcs. Red Hulk's coming in, and a lot of other things. So with that being said, I'm going to show you guys a couple of books I'm prepping to send to CGC right now. Then we'll dive into a couple of CGC books I just got back. We'll wrap this video up. Grab this stack. If you guys have been following me on Instagram, you already got kind of a sneak peek to this stuff. And if you're not, follow me on Instagram at break_out daily. All right, so a couple of books I'm going to be submitting. I just pressed this guy. That is Kanan the Last Padawan. Very nice copy of this book, very high grade, and has tons of Star Wars appearances. Here's another very nice book. That is Young Avengers #12. I actually have, I think, like 5 of the series in 9.6s. Anyways, there's some stuff going on with that one. I think Tommy Shepard becomes Speed. Amazing Spider-Man 797, Clayton Crane cover. Absolutely love this book. Super cool book. I'm going to run through these fairly quick. The Kirkham Butcher Virgin Homage, Black Knight #1. Let's see. Edge of Spider-Geddon #2. This is the first appearance. Can't remember what it is off the top of my head. Blade Strange Tales Blade #1. There's a hard book to find. That is a very, very nice copy of that book. I keep sending these in. X-Men #1 newsstand. I keep getting 9.6s. I'm praying that I get a 9.8 at some point. I have yet to do so, but we'll see. I have several more copies to send in. Moon Knight, the 3rd print. Let me go through some of these because I think I might have shared some of these before. Let's do those. This one I need to press still. Edge of the Spider-Verse, Gwen Stacy. First appearance of Gwen Stacy. This is the 4th print on that one. And then we've got, these are just books I'm messing with. I need to pull those out. No, we're not going to grade those. So let me look what I got over here. I've got a ton of stacks. I just got stacks of books. I'm doing different stuff. Invincible #1, the 5-year anniversary. Invincible 144. I believe that's the 1 in 50. Dr. Aphra #1. Star Wars 26. Venom #1 or Venom #9. As you'll see, most of these books are keys. Most of them are keys. Not all of them, but most of them are. And then what do we got right here? Okay, yeah. So here we've got Invincible. Gotta change this bag. That is way too close for comfort. Invincible 19. Tons of first appearances to include Battle Beast, the 2nd print. And then we have 2 copies of New Mutants 98, both are newsstands, both are high grade. They do have minor flaws. I'm hoping to be getting in the 9.2 area with these books. And then I do have a New Mutants 87 first cable, first Deadpools. So that's kind of my stack for spec at the moment. I'm going to be sending this off either this weekend or early next week. I try to space them out because I've been hit with CGC submissions. For those that submit CGC books in bulk, you'll know what I mean by that. It's not a fun time. I'll also be throwing this guy into the mix. I love this cover. Clayton Crane, Maestro #1, the Infinity Gauntlet. And then, let's see. I got a couple of other books I'll be throwing in. Anyways, guys, so that is some of my spec stuff. Some of the stuff I'm putting in for my PC, and I will be selling on the Whatnot app. Again, if you guys aren't following me there, go over to the Whatnot app. You can find me at Breakout Daily there. Let me grab this box real quick, and then we can dive into a couple of things we got graded. I will say, let me grab this one, that some of this stuff, it's coming back. I just feel like it's harsh. All of these, I should have pre-screened because I've never had so many 9.4s in my life or 9.2s. Let's just talk them through real quick. I already got one of those. We already talked about that. Let's look at, okay. So Venom 28 sketch cover, Ryan Stegman. I believe this is the 1 in 100. Beautiful book. This is a 9.8. I did get the Lethal Protector label on it. Let me see, what else do we got in here that's slightly amusing. Here's one I was actually happy with the 9.4 on. That's Amazing Spider-Man 301 newsstand. I did clean and press this guy. I was actually, to be honest with you, I was hoping for a 9.0, pulled a 9.4, and I was very happy with that. It came out really nice, though, as you can kind of see there. Love that book. Here is another one of those X-Men's. This is the other cover, Wolverine and Cyclops, right there. Again, I got the label that matches it, and it is a newsstand edition. And then now the new books also mention newsstand edition. One book I was not happy about was Infamous Iron Man. Came back a 9.2. And some of these other ones came back 9.4s, and it just, I don't see any visible flaws, and they weren't putting notes on it. I did go ahead and put the Doom logo on it. But this book, I still don't see, I see one tick, and they hit me with a 9.2. So it is what it is. It's unfortunate. You got that beautiful Alex Maleev cover, and he did the art. Brian Michael Bendis did the interior. This is a great series. I think I have the full series in raw. And then there's a ton of spec around that book as well. Let me see. I've got some Invincible books. I don't want to turn this into a huge unboxing video. Here's another Invincible 19. So this came back a 9.4. I do have this in a 9.8. This I was happy with. I did clean it and press it. It does have minor ticks on it, and I wasn't sure what they were going to do. So in a 9.4, I feel pretty good about that, because I was expecting more of a 9.2. That's a pretty damn hot book. Raw books on that are selling for over $100. Oops. And then, as you guys may or may not know, some of these books will be for sale in my Saturday Whatnot show. What else do we want to show? Let me show another Invincible. This is 111, the Otley, black and white. The variants of the original variants of this is pretty difficult to find in high grade. This is also the death of Cecil Stedman, so it is a key. And it is a black and white variant. All right, so let me grab this other box. There is some other 9.4s in here. I just don't want to dive too much into it. Again, I didn't want to make this a full CGC unboxing. I just wanted to highlight some of the stuff that we're doing, just to give you guys a little bit of perspective that, again, we're not just sellers and flippers, we're collectors through and through. And don't get me wrong, I love upgrading, I love selling, I love doing the stuff on Whatnot. Okay, so again, I'll run through some of these pretty quick. I don't want to make this video very long. This one I was very surprised on. They gave this a 9.4. It does have very, 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 very minor spine stress right here on the bottom. Does not break color. That is like one of the only flaws I see with this book. And that is Black Cat, number 12, J. Scott Campbell cover, beautiful cover. First appearance of Iron Cat, which is not mentioned for whatever reason. And then again, I feel like whoever was grading is like, we're going to give this guy a shitload of 9.4s. Meet the Scrolls. Let me look at this thing. I don't see a single spine tick. The corners are nice and sharp. I have no clue why this is a 9.4. No clue. This is a sharp copy of this book. So it's like a 9.8 preserved in a 9.4 encapsulation. This is what it reminds me of. And then a lot of 9.6s. So this box is actually full of 9.4s and 9.6. Unread, brand new copy, no ticks, no wear, 9.6. David Nakayama. You guys can see that. I know there's a little bit of glare going on. Hulk number 3. It's an homage cover. Invincible Returns, 9.4. Again, does have 1 tick on it. Damn, that's a nice copy of that book. All of these are just beautiful copies. I got nothing less than, I think I got 1 9.2. The rest are 9.4s and 9.6s. And then I only got a handful of 9.8s, which was a bit of a surprise. And I've said this before. I'll say it again. Don't ever think you're guaranteed a 9.8. Venom number 7, first appearance of Dylan Brock in cameo and maker appearance. I love the cover on this one. Anyways, a 9.6 on that guy and others. Anyways, we'll stop there. Guys, thank you so much for coming in. We will do, I've got other CGC boxes coming in. We'll go back to doing full CGC unboxings. But I did want to highlight some of the stuff that we're actually bringing in outside and then talk to you guys about some of the books that I'm preparing to grade. Now, as I've mentioned several times over, I have matured my processes for grading, and one of those being I'm going to start pre-screening a lot of my books, and I'm going to start going over them with a fine-tooth comb. I handle a ton of books. I sell a ton of books. So when I process them, there are times where I should spend more time doing it. I would highly recommend, if you're going to get into grading, especially with CGC, take your time. Inspect the book thoroughly, corner to corner, edge to edge, across the middle. Look at the back, look at it flat, look at it sideways. Get some lighting like you see in here. There's lighting here where my hand is. There's lighting over there. Even in my standard garage lighting, if you hold the book up and kind of see it sideways, you can see a lot of flaws that looking on the books dead on, you're not gonna be able to see. So that's what we got for you guys today. Don't forget, we're hosting a show Saturday night. We got some crazy books going out on the Whatnot app. Also, if you're not following us on Instagram, make sure and do so. I post a ton of cool shit on Instagram, and we'd love to have you over there as well. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into the YouTube channel, checking out this video, and we'll catch up with you in the next one.